Hi guys, I'm Andrew Stevenson, and in today's video we're going to make this planner together. It's a very simple academic planner, and once you learn the techniques and download the file I'm about to give you, you'll be able to make as many different academic planners as you want in whatever style you want. This is just a simple one to illustrate firstly how to do it, and secondly, at the end of the video I'll show you a couple of ways on how you can niche it down, particularly with fonts and images. So yeah, enjoy it. The link for the Excel file you need, the CSV data, is in the description. It's from the Gumroad shop. Find it, you'll get it for free. I'll include the code next to the download link as well, so you'll get it for absolutely free. When you download from Gumroad, I do get access to your email address. You can opt out of it. I haven't used email addresses yet. I might do in the future, just to give you a bit of warning there. So if you don't want to hear from me from emails, click you don't want to hear from me from emails. So yeah, enjoy the vid, and hopefully at the end of this video you know how to make these. There's my cat. Hopefully, come on, Django. You'll know how to make these academic planners, and you can use these techniques for years to come to make academic planners and your regular yearly ones as well. Right, that's enough of this cat's butt and that cat's butt. Enjoy the vid. So if you want to follow along with today's tutorial, then I'm going to provide a link in the description. In that link you will get this data set. It's every date, day, short day code, month, year and month header for the academic year. So we'll need this. We're going to merge it with the document itself, so you'll have one complete planner. You can use this one. I say it's down below. Completely free, use it how you want, or you can create your own. I made this one with ChatGPT. It worked fine. Last year I tried to make one with ChatGPT. Didn't work at all. I had to do it manually. But this one's fine. It's included down below for your enjoyment. You might learn a bit if you make it yourself, but it's fine. Download this and you'll be laughing. So here we are in Affinity Publisher 2. We're just going to do a small 6x9 simple academic planner. I've got mine in the presets, but if you just copy these numbers here, so we're going to be working inches, 6x9, facing pages, whatever you call you want, TMYK. These are the margins, and this is the bleed. These are all found on the KDP guidelines, but they're all correct, so just copy them from here if you want. And we'll click create. So we're going to start off in master pages. And the left hand side is going to be for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The right hand side, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then a space for notes. And we're going to do this really quickly. So I'll turn on the guides by turning off preview mode. And basically, I'm sure you all know this, but everything inside the margin is guaranteed to be printed. That's where all your text needs to be. The outer margin, outside of the margin, any images will be printed. Text, it won't let you. It'll be flagged in the KDP quality check. And the very external border, that's where the bleed goes. So if you want images to float the edge of the page, make sure they extend into the bleed. That way you'll get a nice clean image right to the end of the page. So we're going to be using data merge, and hopefully you've all downloaded the file by now, or you've got your own. And this is the data merge layout tool there. And as you can see, the context bar changes at the top in relation to whatever tool you've got selected. I'm just going to drag out something small for now, and we'll adjust the size. So that's it there. And basically whatever happens in one of these squares will appear in the other four. And because we're just going straight down the page, this bit isn't important, but I will just show you it. This area here, show record order, tells you which order the records will be filled in. So if it was like this, 2x2, it would go from the left one to the right and then down to the next row. You can change that up here just by clicking these two little squares there. But it doesn't matter for us because we're going to be having just one column. So up here I'll change this to one column. And because we're going to have 4 days here, we need to have 4 rows. and I'll drag that to the end of the page. Now I also want a little buffer between each data merge area. So I'll put a little gutter and we'll just have a 0.1 inch. Perfect. So as you can see, there's going to be a little clean gap between each of the sections. So that's the layout tool set up. Now we need to start filling in this top square in the style we want. And because I want a lined area, I'm just going to use a table. It's the easiest way. So click on the table tool, and inside the data merge layout tool, as long as it's selected, it'll draw inside of it. If it's not selected for whatever reason, and I draw a table, you'll notice it appears at the same level, the same hierarchy we want it inside. So to do that, just grab the table and pull it on top, and there you go. Simple. Now we're going to do some setup to this table, because at the minute it just looks like a table. We want it to look like a lined area. So with the table selected, we'll go into the table tool, and I'm going to just select all of the cells, and we're going to change the height to 7mm. So even though we're working in inches, we can put any unit of measurement in there and it'll work. I chose millimeters because I remember that is what this. I googled what the standard line width is for a certain type of paper, and 7mm comes up. So now the table extends past the data merge area, and I don't want that, so I'm just going to pull it in a bit, and I'll just take this opportunity to rearrange this. So I'm going to put it needs to be almost up to the margin, not quite, because we want everything to be printed. In fact, really, when I think about it, up to the margin it'll be fine, because I'm not having any text on the outside. So that should be fine. There we go. So the sizing's right. Now I just need to make it look more like lined paper. So to do that, I'll just select all of the cells again. I'm going to remove all interior vertical lines. So select inside vertical, click on the colour, and change it to nothing. So now it looks like lines. So now it's looking more like a academic planner or diary. The next thing to do is I'm going to shrink column A down a little bit. In column A, in this area here, I'm going to have it display the numeric date. So the first, second, third, whatever. So I'm going to highlight A1 and A2, right click, and merge the cells. So now that's going to be one cell. Absolutely perfect. While I've got it selected, I'm also going to turn this outside edge into a thicker line. So I'll select the right side there under the stroke and fill. I'm going to change this to 1. There you go. So it's making it a bit more interesting. Then I also want to change this bottom line here into 1 as well, point size 1, because I want it to stand out as a header. And that's looking how I kind of want it now. So in this area here will be the numeric date. Along the top is going to be the day and name, Monday, Tuesday, etc. Then I'm going to have the month, and then I'm going to have the year tucked out here. Now we could, because we're using a table, we could insert the fields directly into the table, but I want to do something a little bit fancy, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use text boxes. But before I do that, I need to set up the actual Excel document so it's linked to this publisher file. So I'll go to Window, Data Merge Manager, and then press this button here and find the file that you've just downloaded or created, the Excel CSV file. And this is mine here. We'll just close this down for now, because now we need to actually insert the fields into the layout. So like I say, I'm going to use the text box tool. I could have did it directly into the table, but I want to do something later on, so I'm going to do it as a text box. So we'll click the text frame file. I'll shut the table window down. And remember, we want to be in the data merge layout, but because I'm drawn directly on top of the table, my cursor's going to mess up. It's going to think I'm trying to type into it. So I'm just going to temporarily turn the table off. I know roughly where I need things to be. So the top left area is going to be for the numeric date. So I'll put that in there. And then next to it, I'm going to have the day. So I'll pull that out. Then I'm going to have the month. So I'll pull another text box out for that. And then I'm going to have the year. And I want the year to be tucked into the corner. So I'll pull that a bit further across. So while we're in the text box, now is the opportunity to format your text box. So I'm going to have it in a size 10 font. So as I'm in this text box, I'll turn that to a size 10. I should have perhaps done it in the first box I did. The second box again, turn you into a size 10. And there. And then in the date box, I want it align center and align center vertically. So it's going to be slap bang in the middle of the box. And I'm going to make this one 20. Another thing I might do, and again, I could have done this all in one go, should have done this all in one go, is to make it bold. So we'll turn you bold, you bold. So now the text in here will really pop out. And with that being done now, I'll turn the table tool back to visible and we can start lining them up. So I'll drag you out. I will move you a bit along. Perfect. So that'll do for now. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So now with the text boxes in position, what I'm going to do is I'm going to populate it with the fields I want to do it. So now we need to open up the field tool. And to do that, we'll go to Window, we'll go to References, and then we'll go to Fields. And this opens up this box here. And when you scroll down, you can see that your data merge file is there ready with all of the information. All of this information is on that data merge CSV Excel file. And now we just need to put these headings where we want them to appear in the book. So with the first text box selected where I want the date to appear, I'll just double click date. Make sure we're actually in there. The next one will be the actual day. I don't like the positioning of that, so I'm going to change it. I'm going to align it vertically. And I'll do the same for the others as I come across them. And the next one, we're going to have the month. And in the last one, we're going to have the year. Perfect. So that will look like date, day, month, year. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now we need to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday in a space for the note section. And the best way to do that is just to select the entire data merge layout, Control C, Control V, and then Shift grab and drag it across. And that's it, done. Now I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I need to get rid of this extra one because I need 7 days a week basically, because that's science. If I have 8 days on one page, it's going to flow very, very terribly. So I need to get rid of this bottom one, and to do that, select the data merge layout for the appropriate page. In this case, because it's the new version, it's going to be the top one. Go back into the data merge layout tool and change the rows down to 3. There we go. And we'll just resize this. So I've just done that by eye, but please take a bit more care with it. So now we have the 7 days, and I need this section for the notes. I want it to be the same style as this, so I could just draw the table out again, Or I could do what I'm about to do and select a table, press Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V to copy and paste, and now I've got two tables. I'm just going to drag one down. I'll hold down Shift and just pull it so it's correct. There we go. Now of course you can't see it, it's not visible, and that's because we're still in the parent data merge group. And of course the data merge area is now only this top 3/4 of the page. So what I need to do is to just grab that table, select it, and just pull it outside of the group. And now it's visible. I will add a text box here for notes, and I think I might remove the extra thickness on that header line because it's not going to be a header line anymore. So I'll select all of the cells, we'll go back to the table tool, and for the bottom, and I'll change it back to point 2. Shoot you down, and then I'll just draw a text tool and text box in there, and we'll write the word notes in. So size 10 should be fine, capitalized, and then drag it into position. Perfect. And that's that. I'm going to do a couple of things just to make it look a bit better, but this is a perfectly serviceable academic planner, or any sort of planner really. If you want to use this, save it as a template, and then when you ever create a new document in the future, go to templates, and you'll find all of your templates that you've saved. Load it up, and you'll start off at this exact point in a new document. Saves you a lot of time. I will just run the data merge just so you see what it looks like. So I'll just add a couple of pages, and I will clear the master from there. And then I'll go to the data merge manager. This is already set up fine, and I want to use the page range section from merge pages, and I just want it to merge pages 2 and 3 until it uses all of the data and leave page 1. So page 2 and 3 will repeat, and press generate. And what we'll have here is a double page spread for each week for 13 months, starting off at the end of July and going all the way through at the beginning of September 2026. There we go there. I will just take off the put on the preview mode so you can see what it'll look like. And there we go. July turning into August. All these dates are correct. The 10th of August is a Sunday, for example. And that's it. Perfectly fine, perfectly serviceable. You can do a couple of things in the layout. We could have removed these lines, which I think I might. And nothing by this, I also need to make the box a little bit shorter. So you can data merge and just see how it looks. So I'll just make those little adjustments now. It exports to a new document when you merge, so you always have this original file. So back in data merge, I'll just make this a tad smaller so you can see the bottom line. Perfect. So because I had magnet snap one on, that automatically snapped when I got the same level as this one. You can also use the transform tool if you want to be extra precise about it. And because obviously I've already copied it over, I've got to do it in both sides. It's best to sort out your little snags before that. I could have spotted that error there, by the way, just by turning on the preview mode, but I didn't do that. And again, I want to remove the outside vertical line. So select all of the cells, go back to the table tool, outside vertical, remove, and we'll do the same here. So select everything, outside vertical, and just remove the colour. And now we'll go to print preview again. Print preview is just called preview mode. And there we go. So we've got the bottom line in view. We don't have any lines on the vertical. So it looks a bit cleaner. So now I could run that data merge again and you'd have a perfectly serviceable, quite smart looking academic planner. I've got to do on the notes section as well, so just bear with. Perfect. So like I say, perfectly serviceable, perfectly fine. But what I want, instead of having the date on the inside margin of the right hand page, I want it on the exterior side. I don't know why I'm using my hands. I want it down this area. Just so that when you're flicking through the book, you've got the date on each side. You don't have to keep on looking on one side. So to do that, I'm going to select this data merge area, and I'm just going to flip it. Flip horizontal. Bang. Now as you can see, the text's turned around as well. But because I've used it in a text box rather than writing the text direct in the table, all I've got to do is flip them back by selecting each one and doing the little flippy flips. If it was in the text area, it'd be a little bit harder to try and make the text stay one way while the table is the other. But because we're using text boxes, it's fine. I'll also flip the table, the notes section at the bottom. And because the text wasn't even a part of that box, I'll just drag it across. Perfect, that's it. And now when we run the data merge, again it's all set up still. Now when we run it, we'll have the exact same style journal, but we'll have it in what I think is a better layout. You might not, but I think this is better. Do what you feel. And that's it. A simple, smart, clean academic planner. And once you know how to do this, and once you've got that Excel file, which you'll hopefully have downloaded at the beginning, you'll be able to make a lot of different types of planner. You could save this as a template, like I said, and I recommend you do that, so you can keep on using it. But now you know how to data merge, you can make more advanced planners, and I've made videos on those in the past. Now it comes to niching this down. So this is just a blank planner, diary, organizer, whatever you want to call it. You can niche it down in the classic ways. I like to add images to the page. So I draw a picture frame behind this. I'll just turn the preview mode off so you can see. Picture frame behind that, and then I could drag images into there. And because I'm in master pages, it would go through the full book. And I'll draw another one there. Remember, go over the bleed if you do add images, which I didn't do on the first one. So I'll just do it now. And now you can drag images in there, appropriate to the niche. So if you want to do a nursing, for nursing students, you could add nursing images, whatever they might be. Farming, sports, whatever sort of academic plan you're aiming for, you could pack the background full of images. Now, of course, when you do add a picture frame, so these are just some colouring book assets I made. Obviously, we're not going to be using these, but you can just pull them into the picture frame, and it spreads through the book. Now, obviously, we want the pictures at the back, so drag it to the bottom. And you'll want to either mess with the opacity, or you want to add a white rectangle of all of the pertinent text parts, and then you want to adjust the opacity there. Just mess about with it, but you can add picture frames very, very easily. So the image is just coming through. It's visible around the border. The image is just coming through, but you can still write on it. Because at the end of the day, people they want it to look nice, but they need to write in it. Obviously, use appropriate images. Don't use random ones. That really helps you niche down your niche down the book. I'll just delete these. And then the next way to create a completely new book in a couple of clicks is to change the font. Now you can change the font, go back into the template file, change the font and go all the way through the generation process again. Doesn't take too long. Or you can do it the way I like to do it, which is to go to the find and replace. In the find section, click formatting, go to format and select the font type you've used. This works best if you're just using one font, of course. So I know the top one is Arial. OK. And then in replace, again format and change the font to whatever you want to replace it with. I like agency font, so let's change it to that. And then find, and then replace all. And straight away you've got a brand new book with brand new fonts ready to go. Just export this as a different PDF and you've got 2 books to go straight away. A word of warning though, when you do this way, the font size might need correcting. Just bear that in mind. It might be a bit of a faff on. But in this case it's fine. If you are using a drastically different font with massively different sizings, then it probably will be best to do it again in the template area before you do the merge. And we'll just export this so you can see what it looks like. PDF for print, and if you want to have images include the bleed, I'm not going to bother because I'm not doing it like that. And then this is what it looked like. Double page spread. You want to export pages, by the way, not as spreads. I've done it as spread so you can see the double page. So it'll be this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday section for notes, and that'll repeat throughout the book. And on this page, page number 1 in the book, that's my cat crying. He wants a stroke. That's where you put your title page, contact details, whatever you want. You could also add pages between page 1 and page 2 and 3 for contacts and things like that, timetables, whatever else you want to add. The cat's called Django. I'll bring him on screen. Come here, Django. Cat's always... Oh no, he's gone. He's gone. So you can personalise it on your title page as well. So that's it for today's video. Remember that file that you've downloaded, if you've made this along with me, you can use that for any academic planner. I don't know if I need to expressly say this, but use it however you want to. Make any planners you want commercially, Etsy, KDP, whatever. Do what you want with it. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully, when I edit it down, take out all the sneezes, I'm having a hay fever morning, it should be a nice small video for you to watch and make along with me. Remember, it is July now as I'm making this. Your books need to be on really now. And hopefully you'll make loads of sales. Right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.